And there we go. Game number 1's here. We haven't missed much of anything. Yeah, I was saying that they had a restart, so we were not going to miss much of anything in the end. But I'm not really sure why I muted myself. I'm going to try to just remove the hotkey, and hopefully that's going to fix it. Today I muted myself for so long, so many times by accident. It's not even funny. Okay, there we go. It should be good right now, I think. Let me check. Alright. Nope, it's not working. Anyway. Yeah, as long as it doesn't happen by accident again, it's fine. I made several changes to my stream yesterday. Many things you cannot really see currently because it was on the back end. I updated my OBS installation. I wasn't the oldest version because there were some plugins that I used that were missing. Now we have them. So that is great. But it's also brought a few unintended side effects, as usually is the case with these things. Anyway, for game number 1 of this next match, Sitaux is playing with Vietnamese, Hera's playing with Aztecs. So that means Sitaux has an incredible civilization for going full archery over here. Could potentially make a play for infantry if you wanted to as well. Vietnamese, after all, they do go off the champion, and you know, they might not get Blast Furnace, but against Seagulls it doesn't really matter, as the champion are going to benefit from bonus damage against Seagull type units, and it's not so much about the blacksmith upgrades, but rather about the bonus damage that they get anyway. While here on the other hand, he's playing with Aztecs over here. He's got a civilization that can make a play for archers, can make a play for infantry as well. Like every American civilization, you can go for either thing because of the lack of cavalry. But Aztecs will have also incredible monks. I don't think that's going to be too relevant in this particular game though, unless Sitaux was feeling particularly inspired to go into elephants, which are not something we see from Vietnamese very often, mainly because of the lack of blast furnace. And in spite of the fact that their elephants got, or the civilization got kind of buffed a few patches ago with the increment of the amount of HP the elephants gain with chakras, sorry. But yeah, it's probably just going to be pretty standard units over here. No elephants, no chunkers. As much as I would love to see them, probably not monks either. It's probably just going to be archers from both players, and then eagle warriors for Hera, which will put Sitaux in an awkward spot, and he's gonna have to react to this. And he's got a stable on the way, as opposed to an extra barracks. So as opposed to going for militia line units, it seems like we're gonna see knights. And Hera, he's coming in. No, 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 no. He's going right back out. He does not want to take any risks over there. Wants to save his units until he can upgrade them in the castle age. Regardless though, scale bar and armor's on the way for Sitaux, and Hera is not really going for much of anything that's going to give up what his army composition will be necessarily in the castle age. The only thing he's got going right now is eagle production from 2 barracks, and he's got the 3rd barrack on the way. He's got scale mail armor. He already had researched before, so he's going for forging. That's going to make these fully upgraded for the feudal age, and then once it gets to the castle age, we'll see chain mail armor come up and the eagle warrior upgrade. This is what we expected to see from Hera for sure. It's going to be archers from both players early on, and then transitioning into eagle warriors will destroy any archers left in the castle age. And Sitaux, he needs to play for something else, so he's got bloodlines. He's got the stable. How many stables? Just the 1 though, and I do not think this is going to be enough. I think Hera, if he plays as well, and if he's able to keep production going from all 3 barracks, will significantly outproduce Sitaux with eagle warriors against knights. And even though knights are stronger than eagle warriors in 1v1 situations, obviously it's not going to be strong enough to offset for triple the production potential that Hera's got right now compared to Sitaux. So we see only the 1 knight from Sitaux. Meanwhile, Hera, He's got the Eagle Warrior on the way. He doesn't really have any Eagles queued up currently, and he's kind of struggling for economy. Second TC on the way. Not full pressure from the get-go. At the very least, not right now. In the southeast, we do have a few crossbows from Sitaux that he brought over. And Hera's got some skirmishes over here. So far, he's been able to hold on against the crossbows with skirmishes just fine, despite the fact that he does not have leather archer armor or the elite skirmisher upgrade. But he's got eagles coming in. He's completely ignoring the crossbows from behind. And now he's going back. He's gonna send the eagles to clean these up. Well, I don't think he needs to send the eagles back to clean those crossbows. He can probably just go for a few extra eagles, and that should be enough from him. Like 5 eagles is going to be enough for him to clean this up. Instead, I would definitely have preferred for him to keep on putting pressure with this. But he does need chain mail armor though. That's the one upgrade that I was kind of hoping he was going to get as soon as he got to the castle age. But his economy was a little bit too... It was spread a little bit too thin, so he wasn't able to go for everything. On the plus side though, Hera's second TC will allow him to get ahead in working count eventually, as he's naturally going to support both the TCs and the Eagle Warrior production. While Sitaux on the other hand cannot really go for the same himself. He's going to stick to only one TC over here, and he does have a second stable on the way. If he wants to stick to double stable knight production, that's obviously going to make it fairly impossible, basically impossible for him to go for anything in terms of economy, right? Like to produce from 2 TCs at a time, for instance. There we go. About 18 Eagle Warriors against 15 crossbows and about 5 knights. Still, without chainmail armor, these eagles are not anywhere near as effective as they should be against this army. So, Sitau's chunking these eagles. A little bit of HP at a time. No monasteries either for Hera, by the way. He's just going to stick to full military production, so he's got a 4th barracks on the way. Once again, though, without a +2, this is not the best engagement he can take. Does not chunk in a lot of HP, Sitaux, off Hera's Eagle Warriors over here, so Sitau's engagement over there was significantly better than I think it would have been if Hera had gone for chainmail armor earlier. But now it seems like Hera's going for a split push over here. He's putting his army up. He's gonna try and flank these crossbows. In about 20 seconds, he's going to finish researching chainmail armor. But for the time being, Sitaux is in a right spot. He's got still 3 knights over here, so that's a fantastic meat shield. He's gotta be careful though, Sitaux that is. Because the moment, yeah, there we go, chainmail armor finishes researching. Now Hera can turn around and take the engagement. Sitaux does bring a few extra knights into the mix. But Hera's starting to get to too many Eagle Warriors. Once the surround comes up over here, it'll be extremely difficult for Sitaux to keep up with this, despite the amount of knights that he's got. And here comes Hera. He's gotta keep on going as well, with 4 barracks producing all the time. The eagle count will be super high. And here comes the surround. Here comes the big engagement. Who's coming out on top over here? The eagles going down, but the knights are going down as well. And the very important thing for Hera to do over here is try and get the knights down ASAP, so he does not keep on losing these eagles easily. But he cannot really do it, and Sitau's unit control has been really good. He kept on pulling the knights back so that the crossbows could deal extra damage for free, and Hera was not able to do much of anything with it because of the extra mobility of the knights. Well played! Sitau's done a really good job over here, and Hera's unable to force the engagement against the knights. We have extra eagles coming in as well from all 4 barracks, and that was not good! Sitaux is not using the knights to bait the eagles anymore. Doesn't end up losing the vast majority of units. Got only 2 knights left over here. Fortunately for him, the double stable production has been enough for him to keep up to a somewhat stable 4 to 5 knight count that he's just gotta make sure to keep forward. And if he's able to keep up like this, then he might be the one putting pressure over here, as Hera's struggling to prevent Sitaux from moving further forward. we go. The eco lead for Hera is quite substantial. He's going for wheelbarrow right now as well, so that's good. Sitaux did have wheelbarrow before and Hera didn't, but now Hera's catching up. You gotta keep in mind as well that Aztecs do have the ability to carry 3 extra resources for free with every villager, so there's like having half wheelbarrow from the get-go, and now that he's going for actual wheelbarrow, he's gonna be just going to be so much stronger compared to Sitaux. The engagement is going in favor of Sitaux over here still because of the meat shield, but Hera starting to break defenses from Sitaux over here, mainly the meat shield. And once again, if he's able to get past the knights, he shouldn't really struggle against crosses over there, and Sitaux's unit control was not the best over there. Bleeding a lot of crossbows out, does end up being reduced quite a bit, and now we'll see only about 11 crosses left over there, and that's not anywhere near strong enough for Sitaux to to keep on pushing uncontested over here, because it doesn't really take too many eagles for Hera to hold on against this. Problem is that Hera's immediate military count is pretty low though, so Sitaux still has a little bit of momentum over here. It shouldn't be too difficult for Hera to hold on against this, but if he doesn't manage to mass good amount of eagles pretty quickly, which he should, by the way, then Sitaux's gonna be in a pretty good spot. By the way, Hera gets pushed away from here. I'm not really sure he's got any other source of gold. He doesn't! He doesn't. The gold miners over here are just walking away. Oh, he does have an extra TC coming up on the right hand side, so he's gonna collect gold from there, but for the time being he is kind of constrained a little bit. Oh, you're right, he does have another TC on the gold over here, that's true. Yes, I noticed that the gold count kept on going higher. So he does have right now 2 golds protected by TCs, and should be able to outmass Sitaux, definitely, as he's producing from 5 barracks. He's got the monks over here as well. Going down right away though, to the crossbows. Still a deadly composition from Sitaux, until Hera gets the numbers he needs. Yeah, you know what? Hera's getting a little bit of extra idle villagers compared to Sitaux. 17 versus 1. 14 versus 1. But it's not going to be enough to offset for the huge worker lead that Hera's got over Sitaux. Yeah, exactly. That composition is so good, but with that economy, Hera should be able to just keep on producing eagles forever, and he will. Now he's secured both these golds. These eagles are coming in quite cheap. Only about 20 food a pop. They will end up cleaning this up for sure. And then on the left hand side, they are pushing Sitaux away, who is falling right now in military count down to 16 military units. This is so bad for Sitaux. There was a little bit of hope, a glimpse of hope over there when he was putting pressure just a few minutes ago, and there was not enough military for Hera to defend himself, but we all knew it was going to be short-lived. Hera is now ahead in worker count. He is ahead in military count. He's got a substantial score lead as well, and it doesn't seem like Sitaux is going to have the ability to defend against Hera's push over here to speak of, so Hera seems to be on his way to taking game number 1 and getting the lead in the series here, for sure. Yeah, the military count is not looking pretty for Sitaux for sure. And Hera just keeps on spamming from 5 barracks. He's got them all killed with eagles, while Sitaux's got double ranges crossbowmen, which will do nothing against the eagles, and not even a single knight killed up currently. His economy is not strong enough. And drive the castle forward. He's got the resources. Sitaux's been collecting some stone, but he doesn't have enough. Let's see. Iron casting is on the way for Hera. Beautiful. The engagement's coming up. The castle will be built forward from Hera. And a good surround's coming in from the Bull player. Sitaux does not seem like he'll be able to take the engagement over here. He just calls it GG. And Hera ends up clutching this one up with full eagle play. Well played. Well done. Hera dominates game number 1, 1-0. Let's take a look at the achievements. Before hopping out, we see a very close to 3-2 KD ratio for Sitaux. For economy, we have a stronger economy for Hera. By quite a lot, actually, collecting about 9,000, close to 9,000 extra resources. That is a remarkable lead for the Bull player. Hera's definitely on point, yes. And for society, we see a stronger record over here for Hera, with not only extra villagers with the max count over here, but extra villagers throughout the game from very early on. Since about 10 minutes into the game, he was already ahead. No wonder his economy was so much stronger as well, so well done. So game number 2 is here. Sitau's playing with Magyars, Hera's playing with Bulgarians. We have Atacama. And remember that the players can pick not only their home maps, but also home maps from their opponents. Or the home map from their opponent, rather. So, starting with Magyars, Sitaux is understandably going to open with scouts over here. Magyars do get a 15% discount on scout production. Scout line unit production, so scout like Cavalry and Hussar will be cheaper for them. In addition to that, they get Forging for free, Iron Casting for free, and Blast Furnace for free. So from the get-go, Sitau's units are really strong and very cheap. Here on the other hand, he needs to pay full price for his units, but he's, interestingly enough, opening with archers. This is something that we saw Bulgarians do in the past, but it was Bulgarians against a different civilization. I think it was against Tatars last time around, if I'm not mistaken. Was it Tatars? I think it was Tatars in the previous set, but be it as it may, actually, no, it was Hindustanis, my bad. But yeah, be it as it may, right now, going for archers, I'm not really sure makes too much sense for Hera. He's up against Magyars, he knows he's gonna be facing scouts. And at the very least, he does manage to get some spearmen out, but they are completely out of position. And we'll see a first villager going down over there from Hera. Sitau's going to get the first blood. Yeah, and Hera's coming forward now to see if he can do any damage with the spearman. Just as I say that and I hear myself talking about doing damage with spearman, I just laugh it up. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. He's got 2 archers over here. That's most likely what's going to be dealing most of the damage, but doesn't seem like it's going to be too much anyway. Here we are. Beautiful. Sitaux should be able to clean this up, and he will. Does not lose enough villager though, so Hera equalizes the eco KD. Now that Hera gets cleaned up over here, Sitau's left with some momentum. He's got 5 scouts. He should be able to go forward with. Pretty quickly as well. He's kind of delayed by the spearman. Now he realizes. We have some archers coming in from Sitaux as well. Archers and scouts are an incredible army composition in the field. It's just very expensive to keep production up. Meanwhile, Hera, he's got Stone Stable on the way, which makes more sense. And he's just kept on going for extra archers. So his army composition right now consists of archers, spearmen, and scouts coming up. We'll see if Sitaux can do anything over here. He's gonna try and take the engagement against the spearman. He does end up losing one of the scouts. He brought another one though. It was 5 when he was going forward. It was 6 when he got there. He lost 1, so he's going back down to 5. And Sitaux, well, he's got a few extra archers coming into the mix, and this is going to work wonders against the spearmen. Of course, that's 1, 2 spearmen going down. Now the scouts are coming over, trying to get up against the archers over there, closing the gap. And Hera's unit control on the tower over here coming out just in time will save the day. Meanwhile, on the left hand side, there's a little bit of a push still from Hera with a single archer left, putting pressure from behind the wood line. And still does realize about that though, and Hera's going to still be annoying though. How annoying is it to play against a player who's going to pay attention to the 1 archer that harasses your 4 villages over here that you do not have protections for? But there we go. Sitaux eventually ends up cleaning that up. Well done. The unit control though from Hera is amazing. Scale Bard and Armors here as well for Hera, which is great. Sitaux already had it, and Hera has gone for forging as well, which is basically just going to equalize the upgrades compared to what Sitaux had. You gotta keep in mind that not only is Sitaux paying fewer resources for each scout that he goes for, but also he already saved big on not having to go for forging, so if they're just going to keep on committing to scout production, it seems like it's the case. Sitaux's gone for a second stable. Then we'll most likely than not see bloodlines come in, and Hera's actually the first player to go for it. Even though I believe he's still on only 1 stable, right? Yes. It's only on the 1 stable. Nice tower from Sitaux. Unfortunately, going for the tower over there means that the goal is exposed. I guess fortunately for him, going for scouts does not really require any goal, but he was making a play for archers and cannot really go for it anymore. But boy, 4 villages down for Sitaux. Doing absolutely amazing. While on the right hand side, well, there is finally the second stable coming in for Hera. He does manage to scrap enough resources, just enough resources to go up to the castle age as well. This is remarkable from a player who's certainly going to struggle against Magyars in a scout against scouts battle. Hera's done remarkably well. Has been able to keep up in terms of defenses. Tower's in a fantastic position over here. To be fair though, Hera's base generation over here does lend itself for a little bit of an easier defense. If you take a look at what Sitaux had to work with, Sitaux had to make a choice, either protect the gold or protect the wood with the tower, but Hera does end up protecting both. Now we'll see though, Sitaux's military count significantly higher. He did not save the resource to go up to the castle, but he does have a lot of scouts over here. Manages to get 2 villagers over here, but that's not going to be enough damage, so he needs to keep on going. And he will. He's got bloodlines on the way right now. Double stable production is still happening for Sitaux. And he's just gonna try to overwhelm Hera, who has been able to go for extra scouts himself as well. Might be able to defend just fine over here as well, we'll see. After all, the upgrades are the same for both these players' scouts. And it's going to be a game of numbers, and in a game of numbers, the defender's advantage is always going to have the upper hand, so Hera is able to hold on over here. Only 15 seconds away from the castle age. And from sweet light cavalry. Well, Sitaux on the other hand, not even close. Not even close to having enough. Yeah, it's looking pretty dire for Sitaux, not gonna lie. And I definitely would have liked to see him take a few extra villages over there. So far, Hera has only fallen behind by 4 villages while being 1 inch higher. The castle age should leave you 6 villages behind if you're going up and your opponent's not. But Sitaux, he struggled to keep the TC working. And overall, just Hera's been dominating so far. The performance has been so good for the blue player in game number 1, and in game number 2, he seems to be in a much better position as well. He's got light cavalry right now, so there is nothing from Sitaux to do against these units in the field age. Bearing copious amounts of spearmen, of course, but even those are going to struggle, especially after Hera gets iron casting. Yeah, and you know what? Sitaux is just on a Hail Mary over here. He's gonna keep on trying because this is match point already. But Hera seems to have a fairly firm grip. And game number 2, and I'm not really sure there's too much Sitaux will be able to do. Once again, I think the best play is just Spearman, but even that is going to feel kind of lackluster, given the fact that they're going to like the mobility, and as long as Hera plays his cards right, he should be able to still find some good damage. And then there's also the fact that Hera doesn't even need to just keep on outpacing, because he can just take the engagement against the Spearman with Knights and he's going to win that. So Sitaux calls a GG, guys, and Hera takes game number 2 to get a pretty quick, clean series over here against Sitaux and move on to the winners matches. Yeah, military looking fantastic for Hera. Doesn't have getting about 17. Actually, what am I talking about? Yeah, 17 to 10 or 7 to 4 KD ratios, about the same. For the economy, we see a stronger economy for Hera by quite a lot. He does end up collecting about, what is that, 900 extra resources. Doesn't seem like too much, but proportionately speaking, given the amount of resources the players collected throughout the game, it's actually pretty good. We have also for technology, or for society rather, higher worker max count for Sitaux. Obviously, that was going to be short-lived against light cavalry and the knights coming in from Hera in the Castle Age. The Bull player managed to equalize the worker count towards the end of the game, so even though Sitaux managed to get the highest villager max count, towards the end of the game it was 48 villagers for both these guys. So well done. APM is something that I'm very curious about. After seeing Hera pull that one archer back towards the back wall line of Sitaux, I was thinking, well, this got to be a much higher APM for Hera, surely, right? And it is close to 50% higher general effective APM for Mr. Hera. Well done!